everyone, so I'm going to make some Tinker's Construct tools. I'm in the process of kind of building a formalized tree farm over in this area, so I'm realizing right now that I need some better tools. This wooden pickaxe is not doing the job right now, so I really do need a formalized set of tools. So I'm going to use Tinker's Construct to do it. Agrarian Skies will not let me make a standard axe or pickaxe, so I have to use Tinker's Construct. So this is what I'm going to do. Alright, so Tinker's Construct starts off with you need to make patterns. So I'm going to make, I don't know, I'll make 3 patterns, sure. And so basically you stick these patterns in the stencil table, and what they'll allow you to do is make patterns. So if I'm going to make a pickaxe, so I'm going to go to pickaxe, I need 1, 2, 3 different things. So I'm going to go to the tool rod, that was one of them. I'm going to go to the pickaxe head pattern, which is the second one, and the third one that was in the middle looked like an X, I think it's a crossbar, or tool binding pattern, excuse me. So I made these 3 items, okay? And now what I want to do is actually make a flint pickaxe. I don't really have a lot of materials to make the bone or obsidian one, and I don't have a smeltery in order to make a metal one. So I'm going to make the pickaxe head out of flint, because that's the thing that's the most abundant. And remember, I got this flint from sieving gravel. Alright, so I'm going to make the flint pickaxe. Looks great. I'm also going to make a tool binding pattern, and I can use a lot of different stuff for this. Hold shift for more, as you can see. But again, I don't have that many materials, so I'm going to make this out of wood. Oh, make sure that the pattern goes on the left, not the right. And I'm going to make it out of the wood. Notice I get a stick in return, so I didn't use all the material, so I ended up with a spare stick. And then lastly, I'm going to use the tool rod pattern. And I believe you can just use a stick for this. Yes, awesome. Alright, so now I have all 3 items I want to make. Then I go into the third one. This is the same station that I used to repair my tools. I'm just going to instead use it to build my tool. So I'm going to stick my flint pickaxe head in there, my wooden binding, and my wooden tool rod, and boom, I get a pickaxe. So I'm going to now throw this one away. It's kind of sad because this one has auto repair on it, and these sort of upgrades that happen, you can either modify it yourself and just kind of stick in different items to modify it, or this mod pack actually has the ability that when you use it more and more often, your tools will actually, they will gain attributes. So that's great, but it mines really slowly, so I'm going to end up just actually throwing away this pickaxe. So I'm actually going to throw away this pickaxe, and I'm going to throw away this one. Yes, and I just threw it off the cliff. Alright, so the next kind of tool that I'm going to make is, maybe I'm going to make a pattern chest, because right now, that's what I feel like I really want to do. So I'm going to make a chest first. Oops. Let me combine these stacks. Boom. Okay, now let me make a chest out of this. Awesome. And now I need to also make some patterns. Blank patterns. Okay, awesome. Now put this on top of the chest, and boom, you have a pattern chest. So this will allow me to store all the patterns, and I'm going to put it underneath the part builder, just because I don't need direct access to it. I kind of just need access to it through the part builder, so I'm just going to put it underneath. Alright, so what are the other tool that I think I'm going to need often? I keep cutting down trees with my fist, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to use a paxel of some sort. What is this called? A mattock, in order to do it. So it basically it can hoe, it can axe, and it can shovel. And so it's kind of all in one. It's anything that has to do with essentially the earth the mattock can take care of. So it's a multi-tool. So that's what I'm going to make. It looks like it needs an axe head, a shovel head, and a stick. So 2 of the 3 things I have, but I don't have the last one. So I need a shovel head pattern. I need an axe head pattern. And that's all I need. Let me sleep real quick so mobs don't spawn. Alright. So let me get back to it. And now that I have the patterns, I'm going to put them in here and make flint heads again. So, boom, I'm going to put this back in the pattern chest. Depending on whether or not this is the head pattern or if it's a binding pattern or the rod pattern, there are only different materials that can do their certain things. So be aware of which type of pattern you're making. I'm going to make the wooden tool rod. Perfect. Go over to the tool station, hit on the mattock, and then just fill in the components. And that did not work. Why did it not work? Shovel head, flint axe head, and a handle. This is that. I don't understand. Huh. Well, that's a conundrum. Alright, let me check into this and I'll figure out what's going on. So I found out the issue. Apparently, mattocks can only be made with metals. So flint does not work, which means I need to make just a regular hatchet. Alright, so here's a regular hatchet. And I also need to make a shovel. Alright, so here I'm putting in this, and I'm putting in my shovel head, and boom, I get a shovel as well. Alright, so that's how you make Tinker's tools. When I get a smeltery, I'll do another demonstration of how to use the tool station with the smeltery, but this is just another basics for you to get started with Tinker's construct. Hopefully these will help me make this structure a whole lot faster. So we ended up actually doing a lot of changes recently to the world. So if you go up here, I have kind of a nice tree farm that I'm going to try and build up. You notice that I am partially covered it with dirt that I've been making from just taking down all these trees, and I've been just mulching it up into dirt and placing them up there. I also built this kind of underground area. I'm expecting this to become some sort of automatic growing farm, so I kind of wanted to get underneath of it. And since I think waterfall is probably the only way to go down levels, I don't necessarily want to right now go down a couple of levels. So instead I raised the trees up so that I could get underneath them. And so I did that in kind of this pyramid fashion that I'm walking on right now. So additionally, I ended up sieving a lot of the materials that we had. So if you go over here into some of the chests, I have, here's some stuff from sieving sand. We have some ancient spores, some limestone, some yellorium dust, some cocoa beans, etc. And then these are the things that we had before from the gravel. And then this is going to be from when I sieved the dust. But today what we're doing is we're going to be actually building a smeltery. But first, let's see what's up in the quest book. So let me bring the quest book out. Alright, so we have... Oh, apparently I killed zombies. Okay, claim reward. Alright, that looks like it's repeatable, so reset in a day. Alright, so let's do fishing trip, because I think this might be pretty easy. So I just need to fish some raw fish. So let's get going on that. No one really likes to see someone fish in Minecraft, I realize, but You gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Oh, there we go. Do, 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 do. Alright, are we almost done? Am I even in the water right now? Like, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm in the water. Am I just supposed to be patient? I forget how fishing in Minecraft works. I think I just wait here. Right? Oh, shit. And you have to be kind of a certain distance away, right? There we go. That looks like it's bobbing. Alright, so we need for it to be completely submerged, right? And it needs to make that kind of dunking sound, just kind of like World of Warcraft with fishing. It needs to go ahead and bob like that, and success. Alright, raw fish. Excellent, claim reward, reward bag. Alright, looks like we have a whole bunch of stuff right here. Marietta Butcher Shop, survival's not tasty. But right now, my main goal is this smeltery. And so in order to do that, sear tank, I need to build all this stuff. This is for Tinker's Construct specifically. So I really need to be cognizant of kind of where it's going to happen. So I made this platform that I'm thinking about making for my smeltery area. And so let's kind of get started with making it. So the first thing I need is grout. Oh my gosh, there's so many backpacks. Woven Adventure Hunter. Like, what are these used for? Okay, I'll figure those out later. We right now need to make some grout, so let's get some clay out. Let's do some gravel. Let's get some sand in there. Awesome. I don't know how many I need, so I just made a whole bunch. And what I'm actually going to do for fuel, actually after I sleep, well, after I sleep correctly, come on, there we go. I'm going to try and make, going to use a different type of fuel. This fuel is actually really kind of nice for specifically the sky block because I can make a ton of lava all the time. So if we don't normally use lava for smelting because it's kind of expensive, but in this case in particular, lava is very cheap, so it's not a huge deal to actually just put a couple more cobblestones in there because, my gosh, we have tons of cobblestone. So let me just let that smelt up. You notice this is how you make seared bricks. So let's look at some of the recipes for seared bricks. Seared. Alright, so first we should probably make a controller or maybe just a bunch of bricks. Let's make the main items. So we have a controller, a tank. So this is made, I need to also make, apparently, I guess, some glass. So I need to make glass as well. Probably one of these spouts. Alright. Let's make recipes. Nope. You use it for. So here's a smeltery controller. You have 8 seared bricks around. Here's for a drain. We need one of those too. Here's for the tank. So here's like special tanks. I do like these. Those tanks look nice. I probably need a casting table, a spigot, and casting basin. Definitely a casting basin. So those are some things we need. Right now we can start. So I'm going to put all these around, and we have a controller. And that gives me a book called, was it Mighty Smelting? Let me put all these backpacks away. They kind of are getting in my way right now. Alright, so now that those are gone, I'm going to put these in there as well. Oh, alright, so let's put down the smeltery controller. Now, for the smeltery controller, I do want it to be, since this is where I'm going to be putting in all of the liquids and everything, I might want to have it kind of access to it right really close by. So I'm going to put it kind of right over here. I think the base, does it go in the floor? Yeah, I might have to actually bring that up one. Did it detect it? It did detect it. So I need a drain, a tank, and some other stuff. See how much is smelted. Alright. So I need one brick kind of thing. I think the brick is made by just 4. So let's do that. Here's a brick. Alright, so that goes there. What else do I need? I need a drain, a spigot, casting table, and sear tank. Okay, so then let's make a tank, except I can't because I need to smelt some sand. We can make a drain though. Okay, here's my drain. Let's put somewhere. I'm going to reconfigure everything later so that, you know, everything looks a little bit nicer while I'm building it. I need a spigot as well. There we go. Okay, what else do I need here? I just need a casting table and a tank. I'm going to give that some time. I'm going to eat some apples in the meantime. So the whole idea behind this smeltery is it's supposed to allow me to melt metals in there, so it would allow me to double my ores, one, which is the most important thing, but also make me better tools, so I can use casts in order to make better tools with Tinker's Construct. So that's what these are used for. So remember that item that I tried to do the other time, which was this mattock, you can actually make it with metals. And so I'm going to probably make a mattock next in order to have something, kind of an all-purpose tool, because I think this is kind of an all-purpose game. And so that would be exceedingly nice. Alright, I'm going to put some of these books away and everything. My chests look like they're getting a little bit full, so I might have to off-screen do a little bit of chest management to keep that under control. Alright, so there's some of that. We need to do, what do we need to do next? We need just a casting table and a sear tank. Sear tank requires that sand I was telling you about. Okay, so there's the casting table. I'm going to put it in this general kind of area as well, so it's not in my inventory. Alright, and lastly, I need a tank. So that requires, I think, 8 around plus a sand in the middle. So I need to wait for just 3 more of these guys. Let me put this wheat. I have a lot of food now. So I've been kind of using the food for dirt, which is why I have relatively a lot of dirt right now. Yeah, so you notice I have 64 wheat, 44 of this potato. Food's doing quite well right now. So I'm kind of happy about that. Alright, so then let's take out this grout and put out some. Yeah, let's do some of this sand so I get a glass. Alright, so that's good. I have glass. Let's put back in the grout so I can finish smelting that up. So we have some glass, and we have some brick, and boom, we have a sear tank. Alright, so let's take a look at this. Looks like we did everything, so I just need to pick a reward bag And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pick the slimy sapling. I don't know if I can actually get a slimy sapling, which is why later on maybe I'll want it. I'm not really super sure about whether or not you can get it in game or not. So I kind of made that a really kind of must-have item. I can get lives and things from other games or from other quests. Alright, so I think that I have to put down a layer of brick first, so I'm going to put down like these chiseled kind of bricks. I did get a bunch of bricks for, just using, so that's good. I'm kind of using these kind of fancy bricks first. Okay, so I think that I can just put down one of these guys, and I can put the drain. Where's the controller? I think this is the controller. I can put the controller on top of that. So you have to put 3 down, and then everything else goes around. And the tank, I'm pretty sure, also goes has to be right adjacent to the smeltery controller. And if you actually push down on your shift, you can just, boom, click it in. So, I mean, that's nice. If you want to go into the to place instead of going into the UI, all you need to do is press shift. So that's really useful. Alright, so now what do I want to do? Perhaps put some of these things up. So right now, maybe I want a drain on this side, so maybe I'll put down the drain right now. Perfect. Let me take out some of this wood. Alright, I'm going to put these crappy looking bricks in the back. Alright, so that's one side. Let's do the other side. Boom. 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 Oh, we only need one more. No! Alright, where did my pickaxe go? Here it is. Let me put this down right underneath there, and let me attach the spigot. Oh no. So this goes actually on the faucet or the drain. So now I can actually click it and use it. Alright, and I think I need just 4 more of these guys. And let me put those in a square. Boom. Here's my seared bricks. So let me finish the structure. And you notice now this is lit up. That means that, boom, my smeltery structure is complete. I'm going to take a quick sleep. So food for thought for the smeltery controller, if it actually is larger than this, so you can actually extend the smeltery controller or the smeltery up. So if I can add in another layer of brick going on top of this, and it will actually extend the amount of fluids or things I can melt in here or smelt in here, and also its capacity for liquid. So that's really, really great. So the one that I might want to use for this stuff, I would be careful though if you put a bunch of metals in here, because they have a tendency of making alloys. So be very cognizant of the metals that you actually put together in the same smeltery. This is unlike though other mod packs where there's an insane amount of alloys. I'm pretty sure there's just the basic ones from Tinker's Construct in this mod pack. So you don't have to worry about the really, really weird metals. So that's great. And let's see what's next in the quest book. So I think next I'm gonna start doing the casting call or moving molten metals, so something like that. And if you actually go back, I'm gonna also start Hell's Kitchen, so that's great. We can finally make better food that can heal more than one. So actually, let me check this out. Let's go to Juicer. What can I do for Juicer? Oh, just a stone and a pressure plate. I might make that right now, actually. So let me smelt up some. Nice cobblestone right now, and see if I can make a juicer, because that sounds amazing. All of these fruits and carrots and melons and apples, they can be made into apple juice or carrot juice or melon juice or whatever. And so that's a really great way of making more food with what you have. So that's really cool. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Alright, so let's go here. I think this is a stone pressure plate, is that right? Yes, it is. So I think a pressure plate plus, let's say the stone on top. No. Stone on bottom. No. There it is. Juicer. So it has to apparently be in a specific location. So if I want to use this, let's say I want like a bunch of melon juice. Boom. Here's melon juice. So juicer is super useful. I'm really glad I got it. This can extend. Let's see how much hunger it goes through. It helps with. Oh, come on. Use, I think it's 1, but I'm not entirely sure. 1 pork chop. So let's figure this out. I'm just running. Run. I want to test this out. Come on. Come on, hunger. Okay. Yeah, so it recovers 1, which is better than 1/2. So, I mean, that's good. Alright? So, let's check out the bakeware and the mixing bowl I will have ready for next time. And in learning to skyblock, steel plow flight, what is that? Tougher metals and steady source of power is needed to ensure. So I think this is for, it looks like steel. So that might be used for later on some other mechanisms. But I think I'm going to do casting call and moving molten metals next. So, and this has to do with passive mob. So it looks like I need to build a farm of some sort. And maybe some fungus, mushrooms. So, yeah, perhaps or an enderman. Yeah, so it wants me to screw around with it. Looks like ancient spores. So that's that. So we'll try to tackle all that stuff, and I'll have everything ready next time. Okay. See ya.